They're in love with you, and God has a message you must hear. You did not stumble on this by accident. You are not here by coincidence. Your soul was guided here. Your questions pulled you here. Your prayers carried you here. Listen with your heart, not just your ears. Stay until the very last word. Something huge is waiting for you. There is someone whose heart has been learning you in silence. Not just your name. Not just your face. You. They have been studying the way you move through life. The way you keep trying when you feel exhausted. The way you hold yourself together when everything around you feels like it's falling apart. The way you still choose kindness, even with a bruised heart. And while you thought nobody noticed, while you assumed your efforts disappeared into the background, while you believed your tenderness was invisible, their heart was quietly taking notes. They are in love with you. And God has a message you must hear. Don't rush away from this. Don't click away. Don't tell yourself it's just another message. Stay. Listen. Receive. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved soul, you have carried storms alone. You have smiled so others wouldn't worry. You have comforted people while you were breaking inside. You have been strong for so long that you almost forgot how to be held. God saw every single one of those moments. The nights you wiped your own tears. The days you swallowed your pain to keep functioning. The times you wanted to give up but didn't. God watched. God remembered. God recorded. And while you were surviving, someone was watching the way you survived. Not in a curious way. Not in a nosy way. In a reverent way. In an honoring way. They saw your resilience and something in them softened. They saw your gentleness and something in them awakened. They saw your quiet courage and something in them began to love. This love did not erupt out of nowhere. It was not built on fantasy or projection. It was built on evidence. Evidence of who you are when no one is clapping. Evidence of who you are when nothing is easy. They are in love with you. And God is asking you to sit with that truth. Not to pressure you. Not to rush you. Not to trap you. But to heal something inside you that stopped believing in healthy love. Don't skip this. Stay with me. Breathe. Something huge is waiting for you. You have known unhealthy love. Love that shouted your name but never showed up. Love that promised forever but couldn't even handle a hard week. Love that made you doubt your worth, your sanity, your intuition. So when love arrives quietly, you question it. When someone doesn't push you, you wonder if they even care. When someone gives you space instead of demands, you mistake it for distance. This is why God is speaking now. Because this love, the one moving toward you, does not resemble the stories that hurt you. It does not cause panic in your chest. It does not demand you perform. It does not thrive on drama. It feels softer, steadier, kinder, almost unfamiliar. Not because it's wrong, but because it's right. Healthy love will always feel strange when you have only known survival love. They are in love with you. And their love is careful. They are not rushing your healing. They are not forcing your heart open. They are not trying to squeeze themselves into spaces you are not ready to share. Instead, they are choosing to stand a step away, close enough to support, far enough to respect your timing. They could have spoken sooner. They could have confessed impulsively. They could have demanded clarity from you long ago. But they didn't. Not because they are weak. Not because they are playing games. Not because they are confused. They chose silence over pressure. They chose prayer over panic. They chose patience over possession. They didn't want to become more noise in your life. They wanted to become peace in your life. And peace never kicks down the door. Peace waits for you to unlock it from the inside. Don't skip this, my beloved soul. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. God knows how deeply you feel. How long it takes for you to trust. How carefully you love when you finally decide to love. That is why God has allowed this connection to move slowly. Slow love is not weak love. Slow love is protected love. Slow love is mature love. This person has been learning your patterns. The way your voice changes when you're tired. The way your messages become shorter when something is wrong. The way your eyes look when you are pretending you're okay. They notice things others ignore. They sense your energy before your words. They feel your heaviness without explanation. They see behind your "I'm fine" without needing proof. This is not obsession. This is alignment. You have asked God before, why do I feel so drawn to this person, even when we don't speak a lot? Why does their presence calm me? Why do I think of them at the strangest times? God is answering you now. Souls recognize each other before mouths do. Hearts sense each other before tongues find language. What you feel is not random attraction. It is spiritual awareness. They are in love with you. And their love is changing them. Because of you, they pray differently. They think more carefully. They move more intentionally. They are becoming gentler, not out of fear of losing you, but out of a desire to be worthy of the space God might give them in your life. They are not perfect. They are not without flaws. They are human, just like you. But their intention is pure. They want to approach you in a way that honors God and honors you. They are in love with you, and God has a message you must hear. You don't have to chase this. You don't have to beg for this. You don't have to bend yourself to fit this. You are not required to perform to be loved. You are invited to receive what is already being given carefully. Don't rush away. Stay, beloved. Something huge is waiting for you. There were nights when your heart felt restless. You couldn't explain it. You weren't thinking of anyone in particular. And yet, there was a tug. On some of those nights, this person was awake too, thinking of you, praying for you, wishing you peace. There were mornings when you woke up with them suddenly on your mind. You tried to push it away, told yourself it meant nothing. But heaven was gently nudging you. Not to obsess. Not to chase. But to become aware. God does not tease hearts. God prepares them. Every strange wave of thought. Every soft memory that formed out of brief interactions. Every unexplainable moment of calm when they reached out. These were not coincidences. They were quiet confirmations. Don't skip this. Stay. Let the truth sink in. Something huge is waiting for you. This person has noticed parts of you that others passed by. They see the sacrifice behind your smile. They hear the wisdom behind your silence. They feel the weight behind your jokes. Where others only saw your beauty, they saw your honesty. Where others only wanted your light, they respected the shadows you hide behind it. They do not worship you. They honor you. They don't put you on a pedestal. They meet you on the ground. They don't want to control your story. They want to walk beside you in it. God let their love grow quietly. Because loud love can be deceptive. Loud love can attract attention but not commitment. Loud love can promise forever but not survive Monday. Quiet love, the kind that watches, waits, prays, stays. That is the kind of love that builds. And God builds slowly what God intends to last. You have been guarding your heart. Rightfully so. You have known betrayal, confusion, abandonment. You have been lied to by mouths that said, love, but meant, use. God is not angry at your caution. He understands it. But He is asking you today, will you let wisdom guide you, or will you let fear imprison you? Wisdom says, observe. Fear says, run. Wisdom says, test consistency. Fear says, sabotage everything before it can hurt you. Beloved soul, this message is not a command to jump. It is an invitation to stop running. Don't skip this. Stay. Breathe deeper. Something huge is waiting for you. This person is not trying to rush your process. They are not asking you to be over your past in a moment. They are not demanding that you trust them blindly. They know, even if you've never said it fully, that your heart has stories buried in it. That certain dates, certain songs, certain phrases still sting. That you flinch at sudden silence. That you brace yourself when people say, we need to talk. They are learning your triggers without weaponizing them. They are learning your sensitivities without mocking them. They are learning your needs without shaming them. And still, they love. They send that gentle message. They check on you even when you act strong. They hold space for you when you pull away. When you go quiet, they don't explode. They don't chase frantically. They don't curse your name. They wait. They pray. They stay aligned. Not because they are indifferent, but because they refuse to push you beyond what your healing can hold right now. This is not disinterest. This is maturity. Don't confuse patience with a lack of passion. They are in love with you. But they would rather lose timing than damage your trust. God sees that. God honors that. And God is saying to you now, this is not like before. You are used to people forcing doors open, demanding access, acting entitled to your vulnerability. This one sits at the doorstep, respectfully, prayerfully, humbly. They wait for you to feel safe enough to invite them deeper. And God whispers, "Pay attention. This is what care looks like. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you." You have also learned to expect disappointment. So much so that joy itself sometimes makes you anxious. When something feels good, you start preparing for the moment it disappears. When someone is kind, you wonder how long until their true colors show. This protected you once. It kept you from shattering completely. But that survival pattern is not meant to be your permanent home. God is gently moving you out of survival mode, into trust, into rest, into safe love. This connection is not here to repeat your history. It is here to help rewrite your narrative about love. Not overnight. Not with dramatic gestures. With steady, accumulated moments of safety. Moments where you say something vulnerable and they respond with understanding instead of judgment. Moments where you admit a flaw and they don't use it as evidence against you. Moments where you need space and they give it, without punishing you, without making you chase their reassurance. That is healing. That is restoration. And God is asking you not to overlook it. Don't skip this. Stay present with this truth. Something huge is waiting for you. This person has already chosen you in private more times than you know. When walking away would have been easier, they stayed. When miscommunication made things awkward, they didn't slam the door. When distance or silence stretched between you, they didn't fill it with assumptions and blame. They took that distance to God. They asked, "Show me how to love them right. Show me how to approach without harm. If I am meant to be in their life, prepare me to protect, not to break." They have prayed prayers you have never heard. Prayers with your name in them. Not, "God, make them mine at all costs." But, "God, keep them safe, even if it's not with me." That is love. Not possession. Not addiction. Love. They are in love with you, and heaven is involved. Beloved soul, there is also something God needs to untangle in you. You have sometimes confused anxiety with intuition. Because many times in your past, your worry was your warning. So now, when something feels still and peaceful, you wonder if you're missing a red flag. Listen carefully, your intuition from God is not chaos. It is clarity. It does not scream. It settles. Trauma screams. Fear screams. Old pain screams. But God's peace whispers. When you think of this person, despite your fears, despite your defenses, do you feel a strange sense of calm? Do you feel seen, not just watched? Do you feel understood, not just admired? That quiet ease is not an illusion. Pay attention to who makes your soul exhale. Don't skip this. Stay. Let truth rise above memory. Something huge is waiting for you. This person does not idolize your perfection. They accept your humanity. They have seen you on the days you don't have the right words, the right energy, the right smile. They've noticed your overthinking. They've seen you go from open to distant in a single day. They've felt you checking out emotionally sometimes. And instead of running, instead of labeling you as too much, they leaned in with gentleness. They don't want to fix you. They want to understand you. They are not asking you to be less sensitive. They want to learn how to hold your sensitivity with care. That matters. That is rare. God is showing you through this love that you are not hard to love. You are just in need of the right kind of love. One that listens before it reacts. One that asks before it assumes. One that stays present even when you pull back. This person is not perfect, but they are learning. Growing. Trying. And God honors effort. Don't skip this. Stay. The story is not finished. Something huge is waiting for you. There were days when your spirit felt low for no clear reason. You were going through your routine, but you felt heavy, disconnected, tired in your bones. On some of those days, this person felt a similar heaviness, thinking of you without knowing why. Connection does not always require constant conversation. Sometimes, hearts carry each other silently. They have cried for you without telling you. They have worried about you from a distance. They have celebrated your small wins quietly. Not for recognition. Not for praise. But because loving you has attached their heart to your well-being. This is why God brought you to this message, to know you are not walking alone even when it appears that way. There is someone whose spirit checks the weather of your soul. They want to be a covering, not a storm. They have imagined standing beside you when you're overwhelmed, reminding you to rest, encouraging your dreams, defending your name. And while their imagination runs ahead, their body stays patient, waiting on God's timing, waiting on your readiness. Don't rush away. Don't dismiss this as fantasy. Stay. Something huge is waiting for you. God is also asking you to release a lie, the lie that love must always hurt to be real. The lie that if it's calm, it's boring. The lie that if it's peaceful, it won't last. You learned those beliefs in war zones, not in gardens. You learned them while surviving chaos, not while resting in safety. You do not have to keep carrying those beliefs into every new chapter. Love aligned with God does not need to confuse you to feel intense. It does not need to break you to prove itself. Real love from God will challenge you, yes, but it will not destroy you. It will stretch you, but it will not snap you. It will expose what needs healing, but it will not weaponize your wounds. This person's love is an instrument in God's hand, not a weapon. They do not want you to lose yourself in them. They want to remind you of yourself with them. They do not want you to silence your voice. They want to hear it more clearly. They are in love with you. And God is asking you, will you let me show you what safe love can look like? Don't skip this. Stay. Let these words sit in the spaces that hurt. Something huge is waiting for you. You may start to notice more signs. Songs that speak what your heart is feeling. Conversations that mention the exact scenario you're in. Repeated encouragements about trust, timing, and love. You may cross paths with this person more often. You may find them in rooms you didn't expect. You may hear from them when you were just thinking of them. Not because God wants to toy with your emotions, but because God is gently aligning paths. This alignment does not cancel your free will. You still choose. They still choose. But God is setting the table. What you do with the meal is up to you. There may be a conversation approaching. Not dramatic. Not staged like in a movie. A simple, honest moment where something between you shifts. Where a wall lowers just slightly. Where a truth is spoken that cannot be unsaid. When that moment comes, you may feel your old fear rise. What if I'm wrong? What if I get hurt again? In that moment, remember this message. God is not pushing you off a cliff. God is holding your hand at the edge, whispering, "You are safer than you think. You are wiser than before. You are not who you used to be, and this is not what you've had before." Don't skip. Stay grounded when your fear tells you to run. Something huge is waiting for you. This love will not compete with your purpose. It will not require you to shrink to be tolerated. It will not steal your focus from what God has called you to do. Instead, it will support your calling. It will speak life when you doubt your gifts. It will remind you who you are in God when you forget. You will not feel smaller around this person. You will feel more fully yourself. Not pressured to impress. Free to be. They want to see you grow. Not just because it benefits them, but because your growth genuinely makes them joyful. They don't fear your strength. They admire it. They don't resent your independence. They respect it. They want to walk with you, not drag you, not push you, not hold you back. God never sends love to derail your destiny. God sends love to walk in step with it. They are in love with you. And that love, guided by God, is meant to be an ally to your calling, not an enemy. Don't skip this. Stay until the last line. Something huge is waiting for you. You are allowed to question. You are allowed to be cautious. You are allowed to move slowly. But you are also allowed to hope. You are allowed to imagine being loved well. You are allowed to believe that someone could stay. You are allowed to trust that God is not cruel with your heart. You have endured enough classrooms of pain. You are not being punished with this connection. You are being invited into a new curriculum, how to receive love without always expecting loss. This person will not be flawless. There will be misunderstandings. There will be differences. There will be work. But love guided by God comes with grace for the work. Grace for the process. Grace for the learning. This is not about finding someone who will never hurt your feelings. This is about finding someone who refuses to hurt your soul. Someone who, when they realize they've caused you pain, owns it, repents, corrects, heals with you. Someone who doesn't weaponize your weakness. Someone who doesn't run at the first sign of discomfort. That someone has already begun loving you in their heart. They are in love with you, and heaven is breathing over this story. Don't rush out of this moment. Don't shut your heart down out of habit. Stay. Something huge is waiting for you. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not the one person God forgot to love well. Every delay, every detour, every heartbreak has shaped your discernment. It has made you able to recognize what you once would have settled for. In the past, maybe you would have taken crumbs and called it a feast. Now, you are learning to wait for bread. And God is saying, this love, the one I am highlighting, is not another crumb. It is not perfect, but it is real. It is not effortless, but it is willing. It is not fantasy, but it is faithful. You do not have to decide everything today. You do not have to map out the whole future. Just allow this truth to live in your awareness. There is someone who loves you sincerely. There is someone who has been praying for you quietly. There is someone who is asking God how to be a safe place for you. You are not as alone as your fears suggest. Don't skip this. Stay. Let hope be reborn carefully. Something huge is waiting for you. There will be a day, perhaps sooner than you think, where this will make more sense. Where a conversation, a moment, a look, a confession, will connect the dots you're feeling now. You might sit in silence afterward, heart racing, tears forming, realizing, God was preparing me for this. You will remember this message. You will remember that God does not tease hearts. He prepares them. And you will know, nothing was random. Not the timing. Not the distance. Not the longing. Not the slow unfolding. For now, rest in this reassurance, you are loved. Not just by God in heaven, but by a heart on earth. A heart that sees your scars and still leans closer. A heart that listens for your unspoken prayers. A heart that wants to honor, not exploit, what is sacred in you. They are in love with you, and God needed you to hear that. Not to pressure you. Not to confuse you. But to comfort you. To remind you that you are worthy of a love that is patient. A love that is gentle. A love that is steady. A love that is covered in prayer. My beloved soul, do not rush away from this moment. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw unclench. Let your breathing slow. You do not have to brace for impact right now. You are safe here. God is with you. Love is approaching you. Peace is available to you. Stay open, but stay grounded. Watch their actions, not just their words. Notice how you feel after being around them, more peaceful, more hopeful, more seen. These are maps. Follow what leads you closer to God's peace. Don't skip. Stay till the very end of this process, not just this message. Something huge is waiting for you. Not just love from a person, but deeper love from God flowing through a person. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not too broken to be loved well. Heaven has seen your silent endurance, and heaven is answering you gently. They are in love with you, and this is your reminder that you are already, and always, infinitely loved by God. Hold this close. Let it heal you slowly. Let it prepare you gently. The story is still being written. Stay. Something huge is waiting for you.